All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. We have some breaking Jets news coming out now. It's looking like the team is releasing veteran kicker Greg Zuerlein. Now, this was expected. A lot of fans saw this coming. Unfortunately, right, I hate to say that, and I hate to be blunt about it, but as a veteran kicker, the expectation is for that veteran kicker to make kicks in the clutch, right? Those crunch time, late game situations. I mean, think back. All those games in the first chunk of the season, we lost by only a handful of points. You know, if Greg Zuerlein would have only made that field goal, made that extra point, we would have been tied. We would have had the lead. You know, too many disappointing moments where special teams, I'm not going to sit here and say blew games because the offense was just a complete train wreck and the defense just, you know, tackling was out the door. Last season was a mess. No point to rehash it, right? The bottom line is Greg Zuerlein struggled last season. Unfortunately, back in 2023, Zuerlein was terrific. What was he, 35 of 38 from field goals? I mean, he was awesome. He definitely deserved the extension. Joe Douglas handed him a two-year $8.4 million deal, if my memory serves me correctly, which is that's a decent amount. But in any case, 2024 rolls around and the results simply aren't there. He also missed time due to injury. So, this move, again, was expected. And we should have a new kicker in this upcoming season. Is that going to be Anders Carlson, who I felt like looked, for the most part, solid last season? I'm not going to go as far as to say he looked like a top kicker. He definitely had a couple of shanks, but specifically with extra points. I remember he missed a couple of extra points late in the year. But it's definitely, I would say, a solid option. And then who was it? Caden Davis, who was an undrafted free agent, I believe formerly of Texas A&M and Ole Miss. So he does have multiple years of experience playing in big-time games, against big-time opponents in massive stadiums that are just chock full of fans, right? Screaming away, home games even. Like, those are some pretty big pressure situations. And he was considered one of the better kickers in this in this past draft class. So should be a pretty interesting kicking competition between those two young kickers here. But the Jets also made news a couple of days ago with the release of punter Thomas Morstead. Now, I was actually going to do a video on that, but I was in the middle of getting a root canal as that news broke. And so, even afterwards, my whole side of my face was swollen, so I just couldn't do a video on it. But the Jets saved some money there, and there seemed to be a lot of upset fans. Personally, I love Morstead, I love his career. I should respect the hell out of Morstead. I mean, all those great years with the Saints, even him coming in, taking a chance on the Jets, I love it, right? But the results simply weren't there last season. If the Jets, again, have an opportunity to get younger, get cheaper at that position, save money, and potentially upgrade, I don't care really what position you're talking about, running back, wide receiver, D-end, whatever, younger, cheaper, better player, that for the most part, I want to say in 99% of cases, if you're a National Football League general manager, you're going to take that almost every single time. So I don't really hate the move. Yeah, he's a likable dude. I love Morstead. Again, respect him. But, I definitely, I'm not going to sit here and say I agree. I'm happy that the Jets released Morstead, but I understand the logic behind it. And also, one of the punters that we brought in, Kroger from South Carolina, I've been doing some digging on him these last couple days. Man, is he a weapon? Right, this is someone who is pretty effective at the fake punt game. I mean, there were moments where he would put a move on it, fake a punt, scramble out to the right, put a move on a defender. They would go flying. He does not look like a punter running around. He looks like an actual skill player, and then throwing the football too. He multiple times he looked accurate, an accurate punter in the passing game on these situations or the these weird crucial fourth down conversions. All of a sudden you have this weird looking athlete back there making throws, looking like he could be potentially involved in the offense. I found it pretty fascinating. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. The Jets are getting younger and cheaper at both punter and kicker. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.